All right, guys, welcome. So this is part 2. If you haven't seen part 1 already, go to my channel, hit subscribe first, go down, watch part 1. Tips about long distance rucking. I don't know what I'm going to call it yet, but it should be something like that. Go check out part 1, get caught up with us. Right now we are 12.65 miles in on what I'm hoping to be a 20 miler. We've got about a 30-pound pack, and it's sunny and 85 degrees outside today. So I am right now getting pretty tired. About just over 12 miles, I hit a brick wall. I mean, just slammed face first into it. Which means we are at point number 6, footwear. All right, footwear, definitely. So a lot of people make the mistake of buying what they like, what they think looks good, or they'll do some research and find out what works for other people. Now, that can be helpful. Definitely try out things that you're interested in. But definitely don't go buy a pair of hiking boots or military looking boots or some brand new tennis shoe and go try to do 20 miles. No way. No matter what the footwear, even a lot of companies will say, pre-broken in. Buy them, size them properly, go break them in. I highly recommend. I've used all different types of footwear for backpacking, for rescue stuff, for running, whatever. I highly recommend trail runners. Trail runners have really blown up in popularity lately, especially with long distance hikers and thru hikers. The Topos, the Ultras, some of the Hokas are really awesome. But try them out. If you're going to do long distance stuff, especially if you're going to do it at elevation, get at least a half a size large. So if you're a 10, wear a 10 and a half. The last pair of trail runners that I bought, I actually got 12s. Usually I'm like a 10 and a half, 11-ish. Because your feet swell, especially at elevation. Your feet swell. You want room for your toes. You need your piggly wigglies to be moving, so that you're not creating blisters, bunions, all those kinds of foot issues. With that, wide toe box, plenty of room at the end. You hear horror stories of hikers losing toenails because constant impact, especially going downhill, on the end of your foot. So talk to a professional. Go into a legitimate foot store. Fleet Feet is fantastic. Get properly sized. Tell them what you're planning on doing, and get a shoe that fits not only your foot, but fits what you plan to do in it. After that, socks. If you get the best shoes in the world, perfect for you, ideal, broken in, awesome shoes, you can really shoot yourself in the foot. Sorry, if you have the wrong socks. We'll get into clothing later, but cotton kills. Cotton kills is a very, popular phrase that you hear, especially in the backcountry community, backpacking, whatnot. I agree and disagree, but when it comes to socks, I 100% agree. Cotton socks suck, no matter what. Your feet get wet, they don't dry fast, they don't keep you cool and when it's hot, they don't warm you up when it's cold. Wet cotton socks are absolutely miserable. You might as well take them off, wear your shoes only, and hang your socks, your cotton socks on your pack. Wool socks, I highly recommend Darn Tough. So Darn Tough I like the high ankle or even a full length, sock that comes up to your calf. They've got great padding on the bottom, so you're going to get that impact resistance there. And their wool, merino wool, I think, is a fantastic product, especially when it gets into, we talk about layering systems. So get some good socks, pair them with the right shoes, the right size, the right fit. Footwear, I always think about Lieutenant Dan, from Gump or whatever. The difference between a live grunt and a dead grunt is socks. Every time I talk about it. But it's true, man. It's true. Taking your shoes off, taking your socks off, letting them dry out, airing your feet out makes all the difference in the world. If you start to get hot spots and then blisters, and then those blisters pop or rub off, your socks are going to feel like sandpaper on an open wound. It's miserable. It's miserable. Even more so if you're on a multi-day, hike or a trip. Man, putting your socks on that second day, I've seen people in tears over it. I mean, just miserable. So I can't stress this one enough. This one is just as important as all the cool Fujiwa gear that you want to talk about, from packs and stoves and sleep systems, all of that. The right footwear makes all the difference, guys. So get hooked up, get the right stuff, break them in, try them out slow. We're going to try to get back on the trail, do a little bit of stretching here. We'll see if we make it the full 20 today. Right now it's not looking good. It's not looking good. See you down the trail. You're still here? Cool. All right. So we just crossed over 15 miles, 15.09, right there. 5 hours and 12 minutes, which means that we have fallen behind our pace. But that's all right, because we are on our next point, and that one is clothing. I don't even call it clothing, I call it layering, or a layering system. The whole idea with clothing, especially in the backcountry, is regulation of body temperature. Now, we're not going to get into all the crazy ins and outs of all that, but bottom line up front, clothing, if you're wet, needs to make you dry. If you're hot, needs to keep you cool. If you're cold, needs to make you warm. Real simple. Real simple. So certain materials, like we were talking about socks, cotton versus wool, certain materials are going to be better as a generality. Certain materials are going to be better in certain circumstances. Wool versus cotton in the summertime is definitely a conversation. Wintertime, synthetic versus down. The idea, and you're going to have to do a little research on this one, is to regulate your body temperature and keep you dry with changing weather conditions. So, for instance, I want my shoes to dry out if I walk through the puddle, or my clothes to stay dry if the weather opens up. So carrying different pieces of clothing is really optimal versus just having, the clothes that you're wearing and maybe a jacket. Okay, so carrying something like a base layer, a regular shirt, or something synthetic, long sleeve, maybe has an SPF rating, or something with a hood, a merino wool layer, or kind of an intermediate fleece layer, and then maybe a puffy, maybe a rainproof outer shell. So having these different pieces, each for their own reason, and being able to layer, change out, switch out, use one, not the other, use them all, gives you options to keep you dry, regulate core temperature. So 15 miles in, I caught a second wind there for a little while. Got another 2.5 down, obviously. But these last 5 are just gonna suck. My earbuds are dead. No music. Music's great, man. Music allows you to just kind of zone out and separate your mind from it, you know. When things start hurting, your hips, your knees, your, ankles, blisters start forming, you're tired. Music allows you to kind of get away from it. But being alone with your thoughts and you're hurting, it makes it very loud. So we'll see. I'm not ready to pull the plug yet. In fact, I don't know if I'm ever ready to give up. In fact, I never give up. I'm not a quitter. Don't be a quitter. I can't, never could. One of the instructors in my fire academy said that, gosh, 22 years ago now. I can't, never could. That stuck with me, obviously, for a long time. 5 more miles, guys. Let's go get it. All right, guys. We are on our last down and back. So we're gonna turn around, head back, get our last 2.5 miles in. Was trying to keep a pretty even pace across this whole thing. We're at 17.5 and we're well into past hour 6. I wanted to be done before 7 hours, so we're not going to give up. We're going to see how close we can get it. It's going to be over, but hopefully not too far over. Took a lot of breaks today, which brings us to our last point today. Point number 8. Take breaks. The key to doing long mile days, in my opinion, versus going out and doing, single digit, maybe 10 miles in one go, is learning to take breaks. And that's what I think separates a regular hiker from rucking those big mile days. Take breaks. For a lot of years, I'd go out and gas myself, do 10, 11, 12 miles and just be fried, done. Because I did it all in one go. So, learn to take breaks. Take advantage of them. Sit down, lay down if you can, even better. Stretch. And give your body what it needs. Don't take such a long break that you lock up, but allow yourself to go back down to a normal heart rate. Maybe use the bathroom, have that opportunity. And go and push yourself on those big mile days. All right, guys. We're going to load up one last time. We're going to get the hell out of here. I feel like I'm pretty well burnt, pretty well exposed, and I'm tired. My pace has dropped to 21, 23 minute miles. All that's left to do Let's get back to the car. So we'll see you at the end of mile 20. All right, guys. All you stiff dick, heavy pipe hitters. Holy shit. I got sweat lines for days, man. That's gross. Holy shit. All right. 20 miles at a time of 7:22:47. So didn't come into the time that I wanted to. I wanted to get it done in under 7 hours. But whatever. Got it done. Who cares? It'll be faster next time. I do a lot of jawboning, so maybe next time I come out, I'm just going to go for speed. But that is over. So I'm going to get the hell out of here. I'm going to go take a very much needed shower because I am just grimy. You know that grime, that sweat stained, gritty, salty nastiness? Yeah, that's me right now. And I'm sunburnt. And if it's already coming in this bad, can't wait to see it later on tonight. All right. Get off the couch. Go get after it. We'll see you on the next one. Thanks, guys. You're still here? It's over. Go home. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out again. If you're still here, you get the bonus one. So what is this, like 9? This is back on somewhere between 16 and 17. 16 and a quarter. Still just trucking along. A thought came across my mind. If you're still here this long, in a 2-part video, I'm probably preaching to the choir. What I wanted to share, probably the most important tip, more important than everything else that we talked about today. Mental toughness, mental fortitude, fiber, all those cutesy little words that people try to use to make them feel like they're as hard as you are. I've worked in the fire service. I've been in special operations. I've done national deployments, several. I got out, retired out early, got into construction, worked with some barrel-chested pipe hitters. And you know, I think you can pretty much divide people into 2 categories: hard and soft. What do I mean by that? We've all heard that cyclical thing about hard times and hard men and soft times and soft men. We've all heard that. But who actually tests it? When you get into the field of personal protection, security details, combatives, war, People talk about being tested. Some people think that they're hard. And we'll get into the people that are soft here in a minute. Some people think that they're hard, but they've never been tested. They think they watched all the John Wick movies. They watched the documentary. Well, they did it, but I mean, really not. All right. Back with you. My battery died. Not sure when it died. So, soft people, hard people. Let's talk about soft people. Soft people know that they're soft. Soft people talk. They talk big. And then they don't do anything. Most soft people never even try. And that's pretty much it. They're not even worth talking about. Then you got hard people. And really, there's two stages of hard people, and it's what separates them that I want to talk about. You have people that think that they're hard. People that think that they're hard, they have something to prove. They go out and they do the things. Whatever it is, I don't care. A certain type of career field or, next level stuff. Whatever that is. Skydiving, maybe. Backpacking, hunting. A lot of hunters out there think they're hard. But they have something to prove. They're constantly trying to one up. They haven't reached that pinnacle defining, self-defining moment yet. And that's the difference. And that's when we get into truly hard people. Truly hard people. We're talking harder than a coffin nail. I'm talking there's no quit left in them. They never say things like, I can't. That's too hard. They don't say that. They will work themselves into the ground. They don't give up. And the difference, the dividing line, the knife that separates them, is putting yourself into situations where you're scared. It might be a backpacking trip, for instance. We'll use that for an example. You're in the middle of nowhere. You have no cell phone service. You have no safety net. Maybe you're in over your head or you're lost. And you have nobody to rely on to get you out but yourself. And instead of freaking out, getting yourself into a worse position, or sitting down and crying about it, you take account. You lace up your bootstraps and you get to fucking work. Like this hike. This is not a life-threatening hike. But I'll admit, after 10 miles, I was done. I was content. Wasn't exhausted. But I had a good workout. I would have gladly packed it in right there. Gone back, had something to eat, cleaned up, relax, maybe put on some YouTubes. But I didn't. Then we got to mile 15. Mile 15, I was hurting. Joints start hurting. The blisters I feel, they're warm. And I'm tired. Was there an option to quit? For sake of argument, yeah. But there wasn't in my mind. I said I'm doing 20 today. And I don't care if the weather opens up. I don't care if there's a snake in the middle of the trail. I don't care if I run out of water. I'm going to do what I set out to do. Soft people can't even understand this pain threshold of commitment. That's why they watch it in movies. Some people call it the hero's journey. Wow, that's admirable. Wow, that brings a sense of motivation, inspiring. It's like watching Rocky hitting the meat, running with the log in the snow or whatever. Hard people, sometimes they can push through it. Takes motivation, takes teamwork. But when there's nobody around, a lot of even hard people will give in. So here's my challenge to you. Let me preface this by saying, don't go intentionally put yourself into a situation that's threatening. But find your discomfort. Find your pain threshold and push through that son of a bitch. Every time you push it, that threshold gets a little higher. That's what I love so much about hiking or backpacking, rucking for today, is I look for those experiences. I look for pushing up that pain threshold just a little bit more. It's kind of a rush. And without having to express it or share it, even though I am here, I like knowing that I get to see certain things, maybe the mountaintop or the end of a trail that hardly anyone gets to. You get to experience those things that few others do. Now, this is just a for instance. But whatever it is that you're into, whatever turns you on, whatever blows your skirt up, challenge yourself and aspire to be the best at it. All right, guys. I'm tired. $16.62. Just under 3.5 miles left to go. You've already seen the end. We made it. We always do. Thanks for hanging out, guys. We'll see you on the next one.